Hey guys, it's ArchieLuxury, and welcome to the fabulous ArchieLuxury daily live stream. That's right, guys. I stream for my audience. Guys, we had a fantastic show yesterday, and we're going to have a fantastic show today. Fantastic show today. A very sad one of my role models. I have different, I don't know about you guys, I have different role models. A couple years ago when I was at Waste Management, Tony Soprano from, he was one of the godfathers in the waste management industry. He passed away. That was very shocking. My business has kind of changed a bit, and I'd like to just mention this in passing. Another role model was Jerry Springer. Jerry Springer has died. Very, very sad indeed. I've got many, many, many hours of inspiration from the Jerry Springer show. And, he's provided a lot of inspiration for this channel. Okay, guys, let's run the intro and then, guys, jump on, and let's talk watches, life. Let's do it, baby. Hey guys, it's ArchieLuxury, and welcome to the ArchieLuxury live stream. Guys, we had a very good show yesterday, and we're going to have a great show today. Guys, I am keen. I'm keen to get punters on here. Exactly. So, guys, we really do want to ramp up the talent. Guys, we may be in for a treat today. We may be in for a treat. Yesterday, I got to tell you, we had some great shows, great people on there. Mike the Snake. We had the JJ was on. JJ did a show. I'm trying to coax my good friend Angelic Slayer on. We'll see if we can get him on as well. Very quick wristwatch check. I'm wearing the bluesy. I love the bluesy. And Pavel and Powie. Many a misspent hour watching that show while my parents weren't looking. Yeah, Jerry Springer show. That's exactly it. Tommy's paying his respect there. I've never seen his show, but rest in peace. Oh, you must have seen the Jerry Springer show. It's interesting. Jerry Springer show. We love our Tommy. Tommy, we love you, Tommy. We love you. Come on. The rancher's in the audience. Please come on. I'd love to chat to the rancher. What is new in the wristwatch world? I was talking to JCB yesterday, and he went to a red bar. That's kind of like the watch club. You know what I mean? Watch club. Have any of you guys gone to a meetup? That's something to consider there. There was a great article I saw on Houdinki. And they had some photos from the Monaco Legend Group. Monaco Legend Spring Auction. And we'll just bring this up here. Let's have a look here. And some absolutely amazing stuff. Let's look at this. This is the meetups they have there. Look at this. It's a Patek 5074R rose gold. That's what the R says. Look at that. And you can see by that lever, it's a minute repeater perpetual calendar. Holy fuck. Holy fuck. Holy fuck. Some more meetup guys here. Holy fuck. Look at that. That world time. This is when I missed my 5110. Look at this. This is an earlier one. Look at that. What's that? 2526, I think. And it's right next to a Nautilus. Fuck. Look at that. That's Monaco. Fuck, it's beautiful. Look at that. That is Monaco. Wowzers. Look at that. Yes, sirree. Very, very beautiful. Ooh, look at that. Tattoo there. Ooh, vintage Cartier. Ooh, even older world time. And these are quite small. They're like 31 mils, I think. But it's still beautiful vintage. Original. Look at that. Original. Amazing watches. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Some amazing stuff here. Oh, look at that. Yachtmaster, but this is a mother of pearl dial. That's our Goldberger. He's a very famous collector. He loves his Cartier, loves Pat. He's got so many amazing things. Look at these. These here. Holy shit, that's Monaco. Fuck. Expensive city. Oh, I love. So look, I love the swimming pool. Oh, where did we lose that? Fuck. How did I lose that? I want that swimming pool back. That swimming pool. Fuck, what sort of car is that? That's one of those Fiats. You know those Fiats they built to take you to the yacht? Fuck, look at that. Ooh. Nice stuff. Look at this. Just watches. Ooh, a Batik. Holy shit. 4-digit plastic gold Daytona. Holy shit. Holy shit. Holy shit. Look at that. Yes, sirree. Oh, my God. My God. Oh. Big crown, no crown guard sub. Beautiful. Beautiful. Oh, my God. These are just divine. Divine stuff. Look at the stuff here. Holy shit. Yes, sirree. Amazing stuff there. And yeah, some very, very cool pieces there. And I got to tell you, man, watches themselves there. That's the way to go. You love your watches. Okay. Let's post the link. Come on, guys. Let's get some crowd on here. Let's talk Wrist watches. Let's get the show on the road. Let's talk the wrist watches. Come on, guys. Let's get it happening. I got to tell you, oh my God, TV Patek perpetual calendar. TV Patek perpetual calendar chronograph. Holy shit. We got Danny. Hey, Danny.
How's it going, mate?
Danny,
Yeah.
what do you think of these? This is amazing stuff, isn't it? Look at these. Oh, vintage
That's
Patek.
lovely.
Holy shit. Vacheron. That's Toledo. It's a vintage Toledo. Oh, look at that.
That's
Fucking
lovely. That is lovely.
beautiful. Daytona's lovely. Fucking hell. I love the Omega. That's
That's nice.
actually one of the, that's a tuning fork Omega. They zzz, they make that noise.
Yeah,
Lange.
nice.
Oh, a beach Daytona. Wowzers, man. Wowzers. It's oh, Brigade Type 20, early Type 20. Fuck.
That's nice.
Fucking beautiful. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. Oh, yes, sirree. Absolutely beautiful. How are you going, Danny? Danny. Now, I want to ask you something. I really do want to ask you something.
Go on.
And that's to do with the foot and pizza. That pizza you were showing on the stream last night, guys. And I wanted to ask you, was it a bit oily? That's the question I have there. Why was it?
It's from Italian restaurant, so it's a bit of like olive oil on top of it.
Oh, okay. Was it nice? How would you rate this pizza?
It tastes better than it looked.
It tastes better. Okay. How much was it?
It was, if you go down to this Italian place on a Wednesday or Thursday night, you get two for one on pizza and pasta. So,
oh, it's a deal. It's a combo meal deal.
Yeah,
I love
you
a
can
combo.
choose whatever you want. You can like lasagna, tagliatelle, just whatever you want.
Wow, man, that's just fantastic.
But it's got the parmesan on it as well, so that's why it looks spotty. Pepper.
Yes. Gotcha. Danny, let's get the super chats happening, guys. Come on, guys. Let's get those super chats happening. Keep Archie full time on the streams. Keep him on the tubes. Without your support, he cannot survive. That's right, guys.
Let's try to get Clivers on.
Did you? Well, now let me ask you this: that was a pepperoni.
It had pepperoni on it, chilies.
Well, how good was it out of 10? What would you give it out of 10?
I'm fussy, so 7.5.
Okay, we got a new guy on here. Hey, Peter, how are you, man?
Hello, Archie.
Peter, lad.
Hey, how are you?
Cool to speak to you. I can't believe I'm on your channel, man.
Hey, no worries.
Meanwhile, hey, Gary. This Gary.
Oh, hey, Gary, how are you?
He watches you all the time, man.
Oh, that's so cool. That's great. What part of England are you in?
Basingstoke.
Okay.
Yeah, so Hampshire.
Okay, Hampshire.
South England.
How is things going in England? You guys okay?
Yeah, good, thanks. Yeah.
And what do you guys do for a quid?
I'm a plumber.
Yep.
Gary works for a call center.
That's okay.
I'll take your advice, Archie. Rolex.
God, Rolex. Look at this. I can see some green there. That's a, what is that?
That's a 610 LV, Kermit.
Yeah, it's Kermit, that, isn't it?
Oh, Kermit. Beautiful.
Man, can't believe we're on your channel.
Hey, that's no worries there. Yes, that's very good to have you on here. So tell me this: what's happening in your what watch do you wear yourself, Peter?
Oh, you don't want to know about my watches.
No, that's okay.
Go on, tell us.
I've got some terrible watches.
That's
okay. Start somewhere. You've got
a fake. I've got a fake Omega.
Okay.
Chuck that bin.
It's a fake.
Hey, we got a super chat. First super chat for tonight to start the show. Jean Claude Beaver, $3. Thursday night live with the Pontiff. Blue shirt Buddha. That's exactly it. Blue shirt Buddha was a legend. He was a legend. That guy is a legend. And we appreciate everything Blue Shirt Buddha did for us. He was a great guy, and we miss him. We miss him very dearly. We really do miss him. And that's how it is there. Yeah, so yeah, that's okay. That's okay. So Danny, tell me this with the pizza. It was about a 7 out of 10. Hey, thank you, Peter. Thanks for coming on, man. We love you too. Thank you for being a loyal watcher there, man. We love it.
Well, mate,
thank you.
It's Gary. He loves you.
Oh, Gary, thank you so much for coming on, man. We love it, man. Keep watching, Gary.
He's scared.
That's okay. That's okay. You guys look happy. They look happy. You know that, Danny? They look two happy lads, aren't they?
We'll come back.
All right,
come back and speak to you later.
No worries. Thank you so much, man. Thank you.
Talk man.
See you in a bit, pal.
How do I end it? Here you go. Bye.
See you, Pete.
That was nice to have them on, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think they were
two nice lads
to come on. I think they're a bit not choked up, but a bit, you know.
Yeah, it's always hard coming on the first time, isn't it? You know, you never know what to expect.
Well, first time I was going to come on, I thought you had to pay to come on your show, and that's why I never come on.
Oh no, it's free, guys. You just got to click the link. There's a link there, and that'll get you on. Please, guys, come on the show.
Clivers, if you want, come on, Clivers. Stop fucking
yeah,
around.
Clivers, come on. It's. I'm going to pin the link there, and we'll see how it goes. So, Danny, Surdy Danny.
Yeah, mate.
I got to tell you,
you're talking about the pizza.
Yes, no, I'm just checking something out. Archie, do not worry about Beamer lease. Buy it at the end or pay off early. Saw your vid. We are sorry to hear about Barry Humphries. We love Dame Edna in the funny thing is, Barry Humphries, he wasn't so PC in Australia. Like the comedy, the big comedy bigwigs, they kind of shunned him because he had been through many decades where some things, risque things, weren't so woke or PC now. He's a bit like Benny Hill. Benny Hill was a guy who, in the 70s, you could get away with certain things. Now you couldn't. So yeah, it's how it is now. Danny, great to have you on, man. I love you. You're a thank you, JL. $31 support for the Pontiff. Let's get some new blood on. Danny, you are a legend. Now we're gonna play the super chat song just because he is so damn cool.
Na 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 na. Baby super chat, baby super chat. Na 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 na. Baby super chat, baby super chat.
Bring in some super chats. Let's get this thing happening. Super chat, baby. Super chat. Let's get this on, baby. What a great start there, JL. $31. We thank you so much there. Support for the Pontiff. Let's get some new blood on. Danny, you're a legend. Of course, Danny's a legend. Danny. Now that you're on, I want to talk to you. What's happening in your world there? You want more watchers, less watchers? What's sort of happening? What do you think?
To be honest, I buy them, but I'm content with what I've got. I've got loads of stuff all over.
Yeah.
But I tend to usually go between the black sub day and the bluesy. That's what I seem to wear a lot now. But I've put 30 back on because I haven't worn it for a while.
Oh, I'm wearing a bluesy. Look at that, two tones subs. Look at that.
Yeah, I haven't worn it for a bit, so I thought I'd give it some wear. Oh, my favourites here.
Hey, we got Ross. Ross, what's going on, Ross? Talk to us. What's happening, Ross?
I got some bad news.
What's that?
You're not pregnant, are you? It's not mine.
I don't want to be a bummer or anything, but
Yes.
I had a coworker pass away that I worked with. So
holy shit. How old was he?
62.
What happened?
He had a heart attack and died in his sleep.
Fuck. Was he healthy?
Yeah. He ate a whole lot better than I did. He would never eat like any type of sweets.
Yeah.
He would always eat healthy food. He would never he would always drink water. He would, he wouldn't even touch soft drinks or anything like that.
When did this happen, Ross?
Happened Tuesday night, and I found out Wednesday morning.
Holy fuck. And how many people do you work with yourself? Like a team of how many guys?
Well, like I work in a school building.
Yes.
And there's like 4 of us, and me and him were basically kind of like the morning crew. So
yes.
Because I worked with him for like a really long time. So
holy shit.
See, Archie, I told you doing all this eating healthy and stuff makes no difference. You're here once, enjoy your life.
Well, look, I don't know if you want to eat that pizza every day, but it's actually not that bad. That pizza, it's got a bit of oil on it, but it's okay. It's not that healthy, okay?
Well,
but what I'm trying to...
I'm not going to pretend it is. It's fucking not healthy, but it tastes nice.
It tastes fucking amazing. It tastes fucking amazing.
Leave fucking salad to rabbits.
Yeah. Have you spoken to the Thai lady at all, Ross? At all? No.
I don't know.
I thought she liked you in that. I thought everything was going to be great, but I suppose she just got sick of waiting.
I'm guessing. I mean, I don't know. Like before all this, I told her that I was trying to save up more money and I was trying to get to her and everything, and she was all excited. And then for the past couple of months, it was just nothing. I'd try to message her and she wouldn't message me back.
Yeah.
Playing out
here
to get him.
We got another super chat here from Dis Horez Dis, 15 shekels. Ross, I lost a friend recently too. I'm trying to get my head around it. Had 3 little daughters. Awful. Loved me unconditionally. We love you. Here for you. That's from Dis Horez Dis.
Thank you, Dis. And my prayers are with you for your friend.
Yeah, that's very, very sad situation. And holy shit. So did he had a wife? Was he married? Tell me a bit about what's his first name? Just his first name. What's his name?
Dwayne.
Dwayne?
Yeah.
Married, single, divorced? What's his story?
He was married.
Married, kids?
Yes, he has 2 adult kids, 1 daughter and 1 son.
And what hobbies did he have? What did he do? What was he into?
He loved to travel. That was one of his favorite things. He used to tell me that, I should say his daughter is an airline stewardess.
Wow.
And they would travel. Like she, I won't mention what airline she worked for, but they would travel on a certain airline, and she was able to get like discount tickets for them and stuff like that.
Oh, that's really cool.
And the last trip they went on, I think they went to like Rome, I believe.
Yes. Wow, that's Rome. That's a great place to go there. Just getting rid of some of the shit that's in the chat there. People who want to be very negative, just fuck off. Okay, just fuck off. We don't need you here. Okay, you don't want to watch the show. If you don't want to watch the show, just fuck off. That's okay. You can do other things. You don't. No one is forcing you to stay here and watch the show. If you don't like it, you can leave there. We've got some people from the other side who just like to put they like to put negative shit all over the place. Well, let's just get rid of you then. Just go, leave, get out of here. So I'll block you so that you can't come back then. How's that sound, hey? I got to tell you, that's quite amazing stuff. It's very sad, and gee, 62's not old.
No.
Holy shit. And
No.
when do you go to the service is next week or soon?
Probably next week, because his kids have to fly down here. He was originally from Wisconsin.
Okay.
And he also has other family, I believe, like in Minnesota also. So
yes.
But I plan on going to the visitation and funeral.
Okay. Very cool. How long did you work with him for?
For about 8 years.
Okay, so you knew him pretty well then.
Yeah.
And this is totally unexpected.
Yes. It shocked me, like I don't really want to admit this, but
yeah,
it Wednesday, whenever I found out,
yeah,
I could not eat anything all day. I didn't have anything to eat Wednesday.
DP Ross, sorry for your friend's loss. I had two co-workers pass away within 2 months of each other, both 61 years old. It's actually funny. I've had a few friends of mine pass away. I had a good friend of mine, Bruce. I went to the funeral last year, and Bruce himself there. Let me do the math. He was 63. Very young. You know what I mean? 63 is not old.
Yeah.
And I had another friend of mine who died a few years back, and he was late 60s. Not these were some close friends, and it really strikes a blow. You think, fuck, it's a very strange, because you don't even know they're gone. Like once they're gone, you still got their phone number. They're not there. It just really shocks you. And I know people need to die. That's how the life circle of life works. But fuck, I seem to have had a few people too close who've good key people have died so young. I've got some yeah, it's I tell you what, it's a tough one. Jerry Springer died. You know that? Jerry Springer.
Jerry. When he died, I threw my fucking chair.
Jerry Springer was 79.
He looked 79 though, didn't he? Fucking 20 years ago. He's always had an old look to him.
Oh yeah, but he's look. I like Jerry Springer. He was a 79. The show was a bit ridiculous. You know what I mean? The show itself was a bit ridiculous.
It had to be staged. Situations, they had to be staged.
Yeah. Yeah. He began his talk show in 1991.
Final thoughts, Jerry Springer.
And I don't know what to say.
Because he had that thingy as well, actually, didn't he? He had that bodyguard called Steve, and then he set his own show up doing the same thing.
Yes.
Is that a yes, you're just agreeing, or yes, you remember?
That's the black guy, wasn't it? The black guy, Stephen?
No.
No,
You couldn't get it
sorry.
more wrong.
Sorry.
It was white and
Sorry.
bald and big.
Okay, sorry, I have no idea. No idea at all. Yeah. Spanish John, his mum passed away at 60. Geez, that's pretty bad.
Sorry.
Yeah, okay. It's a tough one. Curly, I like Curly's there. Hey, hello Curly, how are you, man? We love you, Curly. Curly's a good guy there. I gotta tell you honestly, it's a we don't know how long we've got. And Ross, tell me this. When do you want to retire? How old are you, Ross? Tell me this. How old are you?
I'm 39.
Oh, you're only 39.
Yes.
Oh, it's only a baby blessing.
Oh,
Yeah.
holy shit. 39.
Yeah.
Wow. And wow, 39 years old. You've got a house. You're putting money into your 401ks.
Yes.
Do you match? Does your employer match? You have employer match?
Yes. I put about like $100 a month.
Okay. So
I know that's not much, but I don't make, like gobs of money. So
yeah. What do you make as a janitor? Is that rude? It's about 40,000, 50,000 a year.
Enough to buy a collection of prosthetic supplements.
Yes.
Well, I make like it's
just a range.
It's less than that. I make about 32.
Okay, but you're in a low cost state, but that's the other thing, aren't you?
Yeah.
And you got a house, so
yes.
that's not terrible. Would you ever do some side hustle on the side of that job, or?
Do you know that there's a lady at work who told me that her daughter does like DoorDash and stuff like that?
Yes.
And I've actually thought about doing that. DoorDash or Uber or something like that.
Yes. Yeah.
Do OnlyFans, Ross.
Oh, OnlyFans?
People are into everything, mate.
That's true. I could do an OnlyFans.
Yes.
I know a few people that do it, and they're earning some real good money from it.
Is there OnlyFans? You serious?
Yeah. I know a few people that do it, and they earn shitloads of money. It's not even worth going to work anymore. The money they earn.
But it's very short lived. But how long does it last for?
Don't matter. You just do it until you can, don't you? Nothing lasts forever, but you do it till you can. Put money away until you're thinking what you can do. And there, you can still have your job, can't you? Just take some pictures of your feet or something weird or whatever. Send them on, and you're laughing. There's money in weirdness as well. I know people that do it.
Here we go.
Once.
Ross, you're a billionaire, of course. You make people happy and laugh with your genuineness, kindness, goodness, and granny ass obsession. Love you, man.
Love you too, Diaz. That's very, very kind of you. Thank you.
Yeah.
I like Ross. How just straight he is.
Would you?
I love you, man.
You too, mate.
Tell me this: in America itself, there, you're doing pretty well. You got your own home. You got some money for say. You don't use credit cards much. You don't have massive debts.
No.
That's. What happens in when they have school holidays? Do you have to go to work still, or you don't?
Well, like during the summer, like we still have like a month and like a half left for like regular school. So we're not going to be out for a while. But during the summer, we do a thing like we scrub floors.
Yes.
And we put wax on them.
Oh, okay.
and we also buff them out and stuff like that.
Yes. Okay. So there's a few special jobs when the kids aren't there.
Yes.
That sounds good. It's I gotta tell you, Arkansas. You were born in Arkansas, raised and born in Arkansas?
Yes. I was born in a place called
Bethlehem.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was
Place called what?
I was born in a place called Pine Bluff, Arkansas.
Pine Bluff. They got a football team, haven't they? The Golden Lions.
Yeah. UAPB. Yes.
Wow. Okay.
Got a super chat.
Super chat. We got a super chat. Thank you so much. The mask, $10. Thank you so much for the mask there. Angelic Buffett, you betcha. Buffett baby.
Archie, can I ask you a serious question?
Please do.
What are you going to spend your $1 on you made this morning?
Yes. Actually, I must say that to you. That was actually yesterday was the least. It was not a bad day, but it was the least productive day I had on the night stream. Yes.
You have summer days and you have rainy days, mate.
Yeah. It's that's kind of what happens. You know, sometimes you have some good days, sometimes you have some not so good days, and you know, I'll be honest with you. Sometimes you need to change. It's just one of these things that it changes. And what can you do? You can only try your best. You can only try your best. If it fails, you know what? We'll give it a go for a couple of months. Once the emergency fund runs out, I'll be doing Uber Eats, DoorDash, or Lyft. I mean, I'm not too proud. I'll tell you this now. I did taxi driving years ago, and I didn't hate it. I didn't hate it. It was, you know, you give these things a go. You know, we'll see. We'll see. There's many opportunities you have there, and sometimes in life it throws you a curveball. I mean, you can be peacock one day, feather duster the next. And I never really been a job snob. Here we go. Abnormal discussion, £2. Thank you. I mean, Danny.
Yeah, mate.
I mean, what do you do in life? I mean, sometimes you have some things you fall into as you were mentioning with the OnlyFans.
Yep.
You do something, and you do really well at it. I mean, I'll be honest with you. The YouTube's been really, really good up until a burglary, right? Okay, then it's now we've had a few things have changed. The economy is changing. Like, you know, interest rates, a lot of things have changed. And I mean, if it ends, you've got to accept these things. You say, well, okay, that's the end of that. I'm going to have to change the formula. And I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. This is just how the life cycle of these things go. They can be very, very popular, very, very successful, and then it kind of can change. And I think in my own case, the only excessive thing I've really done is here's an interesting one. I'll read this in a minute. The only excessive thing is the fancy car, which, you know, I can give it back, get out of it, get out of the fancy car. Messaging matters. I know a guy who was a trader, had a big year, bought a Maserati, then lost all his dollars and literally was driving Uber in his Maserati, lost his home, now lives with a relative. Yep. It can happen. It definitely can happen. you know, this is Danny. It's kind of what happens in life, isn't it? You know, you get a curveball, and I don't know if you know this. Lux had a Rolls Royce Phantom at one stage. Okay,
I've heard it being mentioned,
and you know that. Unfortunately, it wasn't long lasting. It was short lived, but you know, sometimes you get amazing successes and you can have some amazing failures, and that's the rich tapestry of life. The rich tapestry of life.
but you've got to try it to find out, haven't you?
Well, you know, I mean, the thing is this: do I regret? You know, like you can always take the safe way and have a government, try and get a government job and just stay there. But you know, sometimes you want to try. I've had an amazing journey, and sometimes these things come crashing down. That's just how it is. And
to be fair to you, though, Archie, right? You've put a lot into it, a lot of years into it. So now you reap the rewards from it. It's about time, isn't it? Because what is it? Is it 10 years you've been doing it?
Yeah, well, actually more. I've been on YouTube.
15, innit? 2009.
2009, but I full time since 2014. September 14 was when I went full time.
Yeah.
And I got to be honest with you. The streaming every day, you know, that's the business has gone that way.
So do you know when you first started doing it, Archie?
That's a great line, JJ. That's a great. My Maserati does 185. I lost my license. Now I don't drive. That's Joe Walsh. Remember that song, Joe Walsh?
Archie, so when you first started YouTube,
yes,
you won't have got no money at all for it, will you? You were just
no. Well, look, what happened was I started in 2009. See, I worked. You may not believe this, but I'm going to tell you the truth. Speaking of guests, we've got ABC. How are you, man?
Merhaba.
Hey guys, what's happening?
Hey, we're just having a bit of a chat here. I started it because I always liked technology. That's why I got into computers. So I thought it was fascinating. There was this thing called YouTube. You could put videos, you could use pictures, you could do voice, you could link all this. I thought, gee, this is so interesting. I started just playing with it as an experiment.
Yeah.
And I got a video monetized. I got a couple monetized, and it started to earn some money. Like I think the first check was like $100 or something. And I thought, wow, this is so cool. It can help me pay for my hobby. I never thought it would be a full-time gig.
Yeah. It helps you pay for, like, say, for your hobby, and you're enjoying doing it. So it's a win-win, isn't it?
Yeah. And it's been a very tumultuous existence. It had some really massive highs, some massive lows. And I'll be honest with you, you try your best to keep it going, but it may not be that way, you know. Oh, Tobster McDonkey. I had a rich client build a $30 million Malibu beachfront mansion, 3 daughters, lost his money, and killed himself. Shit.
People do it, don't they?
And Pavel's asking me, would the Beamer qualify for Uber Black? I'd probably give the car back. I think instead of doing Uber with the Beamer, I would rather get out of it with the lower kilometers and better condition. Get out of it, and I think that's the better way to go. Get out of it.
So yeah, guys, I spent the evening with Jamie Opulence yesterday.
Oh, he was in England.
Yeah, he was here for basically a day.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, briefly just popped by. So met up with him, and we're just chatting about all the characters in the Archieverse, even both sides, even so-called other side, and you know, and we pretty much had good things to say about everyone, and it was nice. It was actually nice. You know, I'm not going to say it's all kumbaya tree hugging, but it was good. It was, you know, and just hearing about you, Ross. And I'm sorry to hear about the loss of your friend, but none of this shit matters. None of this matters. All this leads and this and that doesn't matter.
Yeah, I agree.
True. You know, we lost Blue Shirt, and there was a time of tension surrounding that when he left or for whatever reason, and it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it is sad, and I gotta tell you, it's we'll see how it goes there. I mean, look, it's you have one bad day doesn't mean you call it quits, do you? You know what I mean? I think you probably need a bad month or two. What do you think? 2 or 3 months bad, then you think, well, fuck, this is not working. How many bad?
But in any business, Archie, you have rough times. It's just like it's just how it goes.
Exactly. And it's you know, I actually really enjoy talking to the crowd, the audience here. I really enjoy it. It's fun. We talk. You know, it's not just you know, you like your camaraderie. We got a good little club here. We've got 150 people. I don't fake my numbers or that there. These are real people, you know, they're watching the stuff. And
exactly. I mean, look, Archie, without YouTube, how would I have ever met you? And Tim, whatever. How would I ever met Jeremy? How would I ever have met, even come across Alex, who's in the same country?
Did you meet Dodger? Did you meet Dodger?
No, when he comes in August, I'll hopefully meet him then. But yeah, there's another one. So this is quite an amazing thing that brings people together.
BC, did you take Jamie for a pink tea?
Oh, what's that?
Did you take Jamie for a pink tea?
Oh,
Yankee Doodle, you can super chat. And we got Basil's Beezles, $2. Maybe get into real estate, Arch, as a side thing. Interesting.
Sell him an house, and then you can say, "I give you shower."
I had the juice actually. He had water.
Did you? He's been wanting a pink tea for ages. It's not.
Ross, there's actually a thing called pink tea. It's like a milky-ish sweet tea.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
It's actually a thing, yeah.
It's got like a custard taste to it, and it's got the badaams in it, which is the pistachio. Yeah.
Almonds, pistachios,
and bits of saffron and cinnamon. It's fucking really nice. Doesn't taste like tea. It's really nice.
Saad will tell us all about this.
I mean, look, I think the YouTube business itself, Danny, you were asking me there. So full-time, September 14. And I used to make a lot of videos. That's what I did. And it was Clive. I started doing the live streaming originally with Suckerhorn. This was before Super Chats.
I'll tell you what were a funny one that I caught up on. When you started going mad with Clive and saying, I forgot what you said to him. And he says, "Archie, you don't have no friends," because I've not seen the video of it before. And you kicked him off.
Sorry?
Remember that? I says, I've not seen the video before, but recently I've watched the video of you on the stream with Clive, and you were getting mad with him. And I forgot what you said to him. You tried to get him off at stream, and he went, "Archie, you don't have no friends." And then did that.
Yes, that's his line. Yeah.
He said, "You're not a good friend." He said that to Clive, "You're not a good friend." And then Things got quite heated then.
Yeah, no. It's it was. Look, there was a lot of fun there. I'm actually quite positive. I got to be totally honest with you. You know, I think the YouTube gig itself there, it is what it is, man. I mean, I may not. I'll be honest with you. Let's call up. Let's have Mick, $5. Arch, thoughts on taking a punt with crypto? It's mostly scam, but you could ride a hitch on the pump. Mick. I got to tell you something. I had the burglary. I halved my money. What money I do have left, I ain't taking speculative casino gambles. Okay, I've never liked crypto. And some people made a lot of money in crypto. Some people lost a lot of money. I'm not putting anything. I don't want to gamble. I don't want to put it into a poker machine. I don't want to put it on a horse. And I don't want to put it on crypto. That's my honest opinion. I think it is dangerous. Now, I want to bring up a picture, and I'd really like the panel's opinion, if you don't mind. Is that okay if you could give me an opinion?
Yeah, go for it.
So firstly, by the way, ABC, can we just get a very quick rating? What do you think of the pizza Danny had the other day, the pizza? I think it's a little bit too oily for my liking.
I think you do like it because you've mentioned it loads of times. It's plain.
Yeah. Now, how do you eat this? Did you cut it up? How do you eat this? Like, do you just wrap it up and it drips?
I just said grab us a pizza cutter because I've seen some people with pizza struggling, and I thought, what's the fucking point in that? Just ask for a tool. So
olive oil on there.
Yeah, Parmesan, a little bit too much. I think it's too oily. You could swim in the oil there. You could.
It's what it's about, mate.
I'm gonna say Domino's make a nice light pizza.
I don't.
It's
look,
not
you know what's wrong with
overloaded
Domino's?
cheese.
Can I tell you what's wrong with Domino's, please? Can I please tell you?
Do tell.
Okay, what's wrong with Domino's is they don't use fresh crust. They don't use fresh dough. It's frozen bases. You want a good pizza, you cannot use frozen bases. Do you understand?
So you'll have to go to a proper restaurant for that.
That's what Danny has done. That's what Danny has done. Okay. He's gone to a proper fucking geezer. He's gone to a fucking geezer. A geezer. Now, I want to ask you something. I want to ask the opinion of the panel here. Okay. What should I sell off first? What would you be selling off first if we've hit hard times? So, what would you get rid of? Can I ask you that?
It'd be fucking hard to get rid of any of them, if I'm honest.
Why you say that?
Keep on to the Rolex for as long as possible. Actually, Jamie was wearing his reverso, and after seeing that, I totally get it now. I totally get the reverso.
Would you get rid of I think, what pieces would you keep? If you really things went bad, what would you keep? I think, you know what?
I'd keep Bluesy.
Keep the Bluesy?
That's because it's one of my favourites anyway.
I reckon the three pieces I think would be key would be Bluesy, Explorer 2, and the Speedy. You've got a diver, a GMT, and a chronograph.
If it's free to keep, I'd probably keep. I'd definitely keep that Patek 51. The Patek, and then
it's a lot of money. But if you're running out of money, it's a lot of money. You know what I mean? You could actually
just
if you're running out of
feet on fucking fans only, mate.
So what three would you keep?
How many are you allowed to keep?
3. You can keep as many as you want.
No, but I mean, like in this scenario that you're saying, is it free?
Let's start off with 3. What 3 would you keep?
Bluesy, Patek cans. Either that Daytona or Explorer 2. Probably Daytona because it's easier to get the Explorer.
Good point there. Here we go. We got a super chat from EDH 614 $2. Sir E4 in Danny. Pick Rolex versus Stony collection. Pick Rolex versus, what does he mean? Versus Stony collection.
Stony, like, so I wear a lot of Stone Island. The brand Stone Island clothes. Well, pretty much.
Oh, I see. Got you. He picked Rolex. He picks Rolex.
If I had to, I'd pick Rolex.
ABC. ABC. What three would you keep?
Bluesy, Maserati, Explorer 2, all the Rolex.
Okay, because then you could that'd be easiest to get out of if you needed the money too, wouldn't they?
Yeah, but like you said, if you fall in hard times, then you'd probably want to get as much cash out of it. You'll lose your shirt selling the non-Rolex ones. Maybe not the Speedy as much.
No, Speedy, the Paddock. You're not going to lose your shirt on the Paddock. That's a very nice Paddock.
Archie, you'd make money if you sold Speedy, pay out for it.
Sorry?
Said you'd make money if you sold Speedy, you didn't pay out for it.
Yeah, I don't like to sell a gift, but that's really
no. That's what I'm saying. Though you won't lose any money on it if you sold it, would you? Because you didn't pay out for it.
No, but people gave it to me not to sell. They gave it to me to.
Yeah, I get that.
You know,
I'm not telling you to sell it. I'm just saying.
Okay, if you could only have two, what two would you keep?
I know straight away.
Okay, tell us, Danny.
Bluesy and Patek.
Bluesy and the Patek. Fuck, Danny. ABC, what would you keep? Two.
Bluesy, Maserati.
Okay, and Ross, what two would you keep?
Bluesy and Reverso.
Interesting. Yeah, no, that is interesting. That is interesting. If you could only keep one, what would you keep? I'd say Bluesy's the best all-rounder.
I'd say Bluesy because it'll take more of a beating and it lasts like.
And ABC?
Probably the Daytona, actually. I love that blue dial. It's amazing.
Yeah. There we go, guys. So I got to tell you guys, it's a tricky thing. What would you do if things went really bad there? What would you do? Would you start cutting the shows? Like there's no point doing a daily show for 3 hours if it came down, or because I kind of enjoy the social interaction with you guys. I don't know if I want to give that up. Does that make sense? It's like therapy for me. I feel like I'm doing work. Does that make sense?
You feel like you're not cheating when you're on talking.
Yeah, you know.
Are you proving yourself to the Archer to yourself, or because you're watching? You're watching.
Yeah, we got a good comment, Angelic. When the concrete boat is sinking, toss overboard the heaviest items.
That'd be you, Archie. You'd have to jump off.
Throw off. What do you think, ABC? What would you do? Would you stop doing 3 hour stream? Do 1 hour, 2 hour streams? What's the answer?
Look, the question is, would you be or can you be making money in that time? If not, just keep streaming.
The other thing is, I was thinking is maybe the answer is to start doing some travel. If I was in exotic locations and stream, would that be better? What do you think?
You could go and hang out with Eric's guy in Alabama.
With the raccoons.
The raccoon.
We got Mike the Snake joining the stream. Hello, Mike.
Check down, motherfucker.
Hey, Mike, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing all right. Kind of tired, but
Mike. Give us a
chingo.
Here we go. We got a super chat from Mick here. We got a super chat. Here we go. Mick, $5. Danny, you sound like a Lancashire lad. Is Archie's best East End impression fucked?
I don't know why he does it, because I'm not even from London, but it just thinks everyone from it.
You're a Lancashire lad? Are you a Lancashire lad? No,
I've got friends.
He's an Essex boy. He's an Essex boy.
No, he's not. Look, Arch, your Cockney accent's pretty good. Like, he's a geezer.
Geezer, yeah. Fucking geezers.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Falling down the fucking apple pears.
You know the sad thing, I tell you, else who knocked me for 6 who died was fucking Dennis Waterman died. You know that, ABC?
Yeah, that's right.
Young Terry. Where's Terry? He's fucking 6 foot down. He's fucking 6 foot down in the hole.
He was actually a good singer.
He was. He sang that. I could
He
be so
sang
good
theme
for you.
tune to Minder. Yeah,
So-
that's right.
Sorry?
Yep, he sang the theme tune to Minder.
I loved him in Old Tricks as well. New Tricks. Remember that TV show, New Tricks?
Was that one of the older things
You know, the
he
detective.
did?
He played a detective. Remember, he played a retired policeman who came back. He drove the stag. Remember that?
Stag.
New Tricks. You remember that TV show, New Tricks?
Vaguely.
What they were is they were retired police officers who came back to solve old cases.
Hmm. I see. I see. So it's like this must have been when he was a bit older. So like
It was only a
90s.
couple years ago. He's
Oh,
only in his
right,
70s when he died. He's only in his 70s.
Hmm.
I love Terry. Dennis Waterman. Fuck me, Dad. He was a good, very good actor.
I don't have a clue who he is, Arch. I'll be honest with you.
You never seen Minder?
Terry. Terry.
Arthur.
Arthur bloody Daly.
Arthur fucking Daly, you cunt.
You remember that place, the Winchester Club? I wanted to go to the Winchester Club when I was in England. That's where I wanted to go there, ABC.
And Officer Chisholm.
Where is that? That was in Fulham. Is that far from where the hotel that you met me at, ABC, was?
Not that far. You'd have to take the underground to get there.
How long
It
would
wouldn't
it
take
take?
you too long. Maybe half an hour.
Half an hour? Okay.
Half an hour. Half an hour. Half hour. Take about half hour.
Yeah. It was
Get on train with Greg, mate.
the train. I got to tell you, I loved it. I loved England. I really had a good time in England. America, I love America. I'm still getting my head around. Takes me a while to process America.
Remember when you were traumatized because no one had garages and they kept the cars outside, Archer?
Yes, that's
It
right.
ruined your life. It ruined your life, that didn't it? It mentally affected you.
Yeah, no, that's it's. I loved it. I liked the weather. The cool weather was interesting. Like it's.
Where's
I'd never been.
Gone? Where's Chingal?
Where's he gone? He just fell off. It might have a connection problem. We'll see if he can come back on.
I'll be back soon, Archie.
Thank you. It's Arthur Daly. I say you a motor. One lady. She wasn't. Yeah, that's how it goes. I got to tell you, I want to go see Ian Tyrrell. There's Angelic. Yes, Ian Tyrrell. Ian Tyrrell's Garage. That's right. I got to tell you, there were some really good times we had.
Arthur Daly also said, "A friend in need is a bloody pest."
Yes, that's right.
Wrong.
A friend in need is a pest.
He's a bloody pest.
Bloody pest. Yes. Yes. You're
Not
gonna
friend
love
in need,
old
friend in
Arthur.
need.
Yes, he was that was a very interesting. See, some of the younger guys didn't grow up with that, but I love that as a show. You know what I mean? As a TV show, I really loved Arthur. I loved the character. That was very interesting. It was an interesting that was early 80s, wasn't it? Early 80s that was
Yeah.
shot, wasn't it?
I mean, we used to watch a lot of Aussie soaps like Neighbours, Home and Away.
Yes.
Hey, Madge.
Those were the main ones. There were other ones like the Sullivans. I can name a whole load, and Solve knows all about where they were set, what's happened to some of the actors and actresses that played key characters in there. It's amazing.
Yes.
Like the Sullivans,
Yes.
Kitty
Mick,
from
they
the
did
Sullivans.
restore his old Capri. That's right. They did restore his old Capri. Yes. Yes, the Ford Capri.
ABC, do you know which program Bouncer were from?
Who? What?
Bouncer. Do you know what Bouncer were from?
That Labrador in Neighbours.
Yeah. Get out, Bouncer, you flaming bastard.
He was Mike's dog. Mike was played by Guy Pearce, who was in LA Confidential. And he's been in other movies as well. The main guy in LA Confidential, as well. There's two Aussies, Russell Crowe and Guy Pearce in LA Confidential. So
Russell Crowe's put on weight lately, don't you think?
it's what happens, isn't it? Once you are used to working out, and then you stop working out, you still have look, how many athletes once they retire just balloon.
Oh, M3 Carlino, my actor friend was in Minder and kept calling him Arthur offset rather than George because his name was George Cole. He said, "Do not worry about it, lovely man."
Yeah, he was the class guy, George Cole.
Yeah, I liked him. I definitely did like him. It's kind of sad. It's very many things are sad, things end. That's just how it goes, it's just.
Yep.
What do you
Neighbours
do?
has been revived. Neighbours was canned and then it got revived when Amazon bought the rights to it.
Yeah.
So you remember when they used to walk in at bar on Neighbours and it used to always play that same song? I couldn't ask for another. Do you remember?
There were constant. There was a constant 3 or 4 songs that always play, like in
Groove is in the art.
cafe. What was the name of the cafe?
I used to love that song, Groovers in the Art. That was a early 90s kind of song, wasn't it? They played it a lot in the clubs.
Kind of psychedelic as well.
In Neighbours, it were always on the Neighbours.
Look what I can do.
Oh, Chingo, motherfucker!
Chingo!
Mike. Chingo.
My computer just officially took like a big cow pie sized shit.
Hey, that's okay.
It took me like
computer
10,
did a
15 minutes
Chingo, motherfucker!
get it working again.
Your computer pissed on the floor.
Is Son with us?
Why did your computer piss on the floor?
Okay. You're pretty good.
Mikey, why your dog pissing in your mouth? Bastard bitch. Why your dog pissing in your mouth, Mikey? Mikey, where is the dog, Mikey? Your dog is pissing in your mouth.
I gotta tell you, man, it's we got another someone who's else is coming on. Is Powie. Hello.
Yeah. Oh, it's Archie. It's ABC. I know I come from Birmingham.
He's a proper Birmingham lad, you know.
What do you reckon of that, pal? He's got a right gob on him, on it, Archie.
He's a brummy.
Thing is, I'm actually originally from London, but I live in Birmingham. But people from Birmingham, they kind of talk like these. They talk like these.
They're answering a question. Or they're asking a question. Or you talking.
The intonations go up and down, and they really elongate their vowels.
Like every time they're talking, they're asking a question.
That's right, the intonations.
It's funny. Europe just blows my mind how, even just within London, you have and Scotland and Ireland are the same way. You have these totally different accents from one end to the other. But then, between states, for me, right? One state over, and you got fucking a country that doesn't even speak your fucking language. Most of the people can't even communicate with, right? You got France and Germany right next to each other. And just Europe is just made up of this hodgepodge of different countries that all speak different languages, and it's just how can you, even though it's huge expanses of land and stuff, but how can you not all share? Can't we all just get along, man?
No matter what country you're from, Mike, everyone knows about the Pantera and the Chingao.
Yeah,
what's that now?
That's international. You've made it international, Mike.
Yeah.
Have I?
Yeah, you made it. Getting out of Chingao.
Oh man, I don't
Chingao.
want Chingao to get out of control. Because it definitely has. You got to be in the club, man. I mean, you can't just go run around yelling Chingao. You'll look stupid. Okay.
Right. How do you get in the club then? How do I join? Do I send a membership or something? What? How do I get in the Chingao club?
Yeah, in fact, I just discovered that there's actually membership fees, and they're only. No, I'm kidding.
I'd like to be in the Chingao club, Mike.
No, man. Just you got to be able to use it correctly to be in the club. Then you won't even have to ask if you're in the club because you'll know. Just
so if I
how
got
would
a bird,
Marshmallow say Chingao?
huh? A Chingao, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Go masturbate to each other.
Hey, go masturbate yourself to your friends. You little piece of shit. Archie, are you banned from your channel? Yeah, no fucking. Yeah, fuck Archie. Yeah. Have a nice day. In fact, no, don't have a nice day, you cunt. Archie, were you confused a minute ago when me and Paul Lee were on at the same time? When you thought it was the same person?
Yeah, exactly. I thought you guys were the same, but hey, what can I say? What can I say?
Well,
what can I say?
At least Archie's catching half the shit that I miss, because I miss like most of it. I forget people's names, just their actual names.
Mikey, have you ever banged a bird in the middle of it? Said, "Chill down, motherfucker."
Now, when I was finished, though, like one time, I was just like, "Oh, Chingao!" Like,
eat my
Chingao, just after I was like totally fucking awesome in the sack, just blew her mind. We finished, and I just rolled over and I went, "Fucking Chingao."
What about that time when you stuck your member fruit pizza box and you did some birds in pawn shop or something? Where it? I might be getting confused.
Oh yeah. Well, there were periods of my life where I wasn't using Chingao that often. And those girls, I didn't do too much Chingao while I was in.
It'd been more if you did it with pizza. It'd be more like cheese go, man.
No, but if it was really killer pizza, you took a bite and you just mind's blown because it's so good. You'd be like, "Whoa, Chingao, that's good pizza."
Go on, lad.
Like that. That's the proper usage. You can't just run around going Chingao. You fucking look stupid, man. You gotta, once you get to know the true essence of the word, you'll use it. It's like learning a new language. But one word. Like that Marvel's movie, Guardians of the Galaxy, where they got that tree monster guy that goes, "I am Groot."
And it's got that raccoon in it.
Yeah, but all he says is, "I am Groot." That's all he says. He'll say, "I am Groot," and they'll be like, "What? You mean you want us to turn left and make 42 turns and go up and down and then go through the wormhole?" Like all he says is, "I am Groot," but they understand everything he says. Like they just it must be somehow.
We had 3 Mike the Snakes on the channel yesterday. How many snakes? Mike the Snake?
What made you think of that, Archie?
I don't even think that's a record.
It makes me laugh when you're just quiet and then you come out with these outbursts of what you're thinking.
Go for it, Michael.
I'm on twice.
Hey, Mike. Hey, Mikey.
Hey, boy.
Check out, motherfucker. Michael Snake. Oh, it's not fucking Sunday, man. Calling you Michael? I bet you haven't heard that for a long time, have you, Mike?
No, man. I haven't gone by Michael in a long time.
Were you Michael when you were in trouble?
Yes. Michael, yeah. I mean, my full name. Then you really knew you were in trouble. get in that house right now. You know, like your full name, and then my parents were really. My dad swore, but not around the kids at all, and my mom just never swore. And I just grew up out in the country with my neighbors and kids in the country high school. And swearing is just part of my DNA, man. If I drop a rock on my foot, I'm gonna go fuck, you know. God, it just sets her off. It'll ruin her whole day. Just like if I say that word, it's pretty crazy.
You seem a bit quiet today, Mike.
Yeah. Me?
Yeah, he's
I'm burnt. I'm wiped out. I started early, and I built my own hunting utensil from scratch by myself. So,
what were it?
I mean, like I didn't buy it as a whole unit. You know, just I'll take that one. I ordered all the parts separately, and pieced them all together into like a much better version of the same thing for half as much money. So, but it just I didn't get. I still got one or two more things to do to it, but it's done. I got it all together, cleaned, built first of all, cleaned. It's got a $250 trigger. Super nice action, you know, and took me all day.
Ross is a character in there, just keeps laughing.
I love Ross, man.
He does.
Oh, a good block in there.
This is therapy for me.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, this will send you to hospital.
Honestly, this is my main communication with standard type communication with the world, because I go out, you know, just about every day, and I gotta go out in a little bit.
I think you need to break up a dog fight. I can hear your dog barking.
It's kind of like, no, I gotta go pick up a prescription. You know, like when I go out, it's just kind of like, yeah, I'll have 2 of those, thanks.
That's what I mean.
I tell them after they give me the stuff, I'm like, Chingo. No,
put you in your motherfucking Chingo, man.
My interaction with people outside is usually pretty brief, and sometimes I get into nice conversations about watches if I catch somebody that's in the mood and has a nice one. But for the most part, you know, right here's where I get most of my talking and laughing and actual communicating with people done. So, Archie, you saved my life.
Hey, thank you, man.
I'm not kidding. Like, I was locked up in my house for 2.5 years, just
going away.
You know, I mean, just because of COVID, and then you know, I found you, and I knew I really, you know, I mean, when I first got on, I still don't know as tenth as much as.
No worries. Look, MX5 NC $3. Arch, any interior rattles in the Beamer. I gotta tell you, look, sometimes interior rattles, you know what? Sometimes it's best just to leave them be. Okay? Because
Archie, why don't you do a t-shirt saying Archie stole my
youth?
Who
did we just lost? Who did we just lose?
Ross.
He'll probably come back on.
Oh, Ross, yeah.
Actually, Arch and Mike, I've got a
15 minutes. I gotta go pick up a prescription I forgot about.
No worries.
Mike,
okay.
Mike, can I ask you a question, Mike and Arch?
Sure.
In the 5 Series, the air that comes out of the back vents is always cold. It doesn't reflect what's coming out the front vents. Why is that?
Well, they've got independent climate zone. They've got independent zone.
Well, no.
If you go into the iPad, if you go into the iDrive, you can actually set it so that it depends. Maybe it's got some pre-defaults to it.
No,
you understand?
Are you saying that like the steam that blows out of a car when it's cold?
No. He's talking about the climate air conditioning,
climate,
because
yeah.
he had a coupe. You wouldn't know this. You didn't even. Mike didn't care about the back vents. Okay, he only sat in the front. Okay,
Yeah,
but
okay.
I know what you're talking about, and I think the reason for it is in the 5 Series, you've got climate zones. What is that set to? Because there's an option in your climate control where you can sync all of them. Are they synced or they're not synced?
On the 3 Series, you got just single or both.
Even for an F10 generation 5 Series.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll check. I'll check
because you can check that on the iDrive. Okay, that's the easy. Just
i5
hang on.
has something
I'll come
kinda
back
like
to you in a
climate
minute.
control.
MX5 NC. Okay, Mikey, you got to pick up some script. That's okay. MX5 NC $3. Arch. Any interior rattles in the Beamer? The sunroof makes some noise. I got to tell you, I noticed it. But what do? Do you take it to the dealer? What are they going to do? They're going to put some. I just think just leave the fucking thing. Doesn't really matter. You know that? Doesn't really matter. That's my opinion, because they start fucking around with it, they're going to cause more trouble than they solve. It's actually really nice. I drive a lot in comfort mode. I drive it in comfort mode most of the time.
Yeah.
I've rarely used it in Sports Plus. I don't like the stop start. I've turned the stops. As soon as I jump in the car, I turn off stop start. First thing I do is turn off stop start.
Hate it.
I don't think it's good for the car. Okay.
Well, they say it is, but I don't know. But it annoys me at a roundabout where you need that sudden burst of speed. You got to wait for the bloody ignition to come on.
Oh,
I know. I don't think it's. No, he's got diesel. He's got diesel.
Okay.
I think it's not good for the car. It's not good for the alternator. It's not good for a lot of. I turn it off as soon as I jump. As soon as I start the car, I turn the. I don't mind turning it off every time I start the car. But what I will say is, I really enjoy. I just drive it in comfort mode. It's it's nice. It's nice. Bro. $2.20 Canadian. Arch, tell us story about Nana Plaza and when's Thai trip. Okay, so Nana Plaza, I'll tell you a story.
You're back.
I used to live in Soy Nana, which is the street where Nana Plaza is. I lived there for about 18 months, I would say. And I got a story about, look, Nana Plaza is not that great. I'll be honest with you. Looking back, Soy Nana is actually a bit of a shithole. Okay. I don't know if you'd want to really live there. It was my first exposure to Thailand because I lived in that street. It's kind of sad. You know, I must say this to you. I've gone back. Like, I first arrived in 2002. And do you realize some girls who are working there weren't even born then? And Nana Plaza, it's a red light district. It's just bars, go. Look, I think it's expensive. I honestly think it's expensive. It's not really it's kind of, it's seen better days. When trips to Thailand? You know what? I'm actually thinking if the YouTube is fucked, right? So say this. I'll be honest with you. Okay, I've got to change the formula. I think I might have to do some changes. I think the end. Sorry.
Like what? Such as?
I might go overseas every month for a week. Because I think that might bring a spark to the channel. Does that make sense? What do you
think? Is it affordable?
Yeah, definitely.
Sorry, Danny?
Is it affordable for you to do?
Well, it's not. Okay, it depends on how much money. Obviously, it depends on how much money you have coming in. But a ticket is roughly $1,000 from where I am, right? For me to go to America is expensive. To go to England is expensive. To go to Thailand or Singapore, Malaysia, Vietnam is $1,000. Okay, so it's not cheap. It's not free, but it's also not expensive, and it could have some great kick for the show. It could have some really good kick.
I reckon it do well for sure. But what I'm saying is, are you going to be spending more doing that than you're making from things? But suppose if you're videos.
Yeah, that's the question. It is. Look, Danny, it's a tricky one. Okay, it is tricky.
It's got to be worth it to you, isn't it? But then if you don't do it, you won't know either.
Yeah. It's a tricky one, and I got to be honest with you. I might be going soon. I think. I think I'll be honest with you. I think the YouTube space is changing. Even the live stream space is changing. A lot more competition now. Okay. It's not just Tim. It's other players as well. Right? They all jumping on this bandwagon, which is, hey, it's a free enterprise economy. They can do whatever they want. Okay. There's nothing special that holds people to my show. And I think maybe that could be a good kick, a boost for the show. Whether it's, I don't know, Malaysia, Singapore. I'll have to see. I'll have to see how it goes there.
I suppose you could look at it this way though as well, Archie. Even if it don't for the show, at least you're getting on holiday and doing something you enjoy doing.
Yeah. I've got Singapore lined up in June. Okay. So that's only a couple of weeks away. Okay. It's only literally 4 or 5 weeks away, Singapore. Singapore's a bit expensive, but I got a friend of mine who's helped me with the tickets. We'll see. I'll just see how it goes. Okay, I will see how it goes. You've got to
try, haven't you? You've got to give it a try. You've got to be in it to win it.
You got to try.
Go for it.
I haven't put you off, have I?
Sorry? No.
No.
I'm just being. I mean, look. The YouTube space I operate in is it's I think a lot of the people had a lot of money. The watch collect. It's a changing environment. Now I could have fucked things up too. Let's be totally honest. I'm not perfect. Okay, I could fuck things up. I've maybe pissed people off. There's all sorts of things that can happen, and people get shitted off with me for not trying to fix the narc thing. Well, narc was a bit of a pain in the ass, to put it bluntly. It was a real fucking pain in the ass. A real pain in the ass.
Hey, listen. What you got to do? You got to go to Bangers, and then you got to go find Nona Kim. There's no point putting your poster up and not putting your phone number on.
And the other thing is too. Let me say this, right? The other thing is that the other problem is that no matter what you do, people say it's shit. I had the merch. Remember, we had the merch, right? We had the merch. Remember, we had merch, and they all said the merch was shit. That's automatically, the merch is fucked. The merch is garbage, right? What am I supposed to do? They're never happy. No matter what I do, it's shit. It's garbage. Hey, Peter, how are you? What's going on, man? I don't know what's happening there. Hey, how you going?
No.
Oh, we got some echo, Peter. You can't have the show. It's okay. Look, it's the merch was for sure trash. Patel Philippe, he's a huge supporter of the show. Patel Philippe's been a huge look. Maybe I've been on borrowed time before. Maybe it was borrowed time. Maybe, you know, it's you got to try something else. That's the reality that we live in. You know, that's the reality that is life. You can in life you can only try your best. I mean, hey. That's all any of us can do. We try our best. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't.
Of course.
And that's all you can do. You try, see how it goes. You have success or failure. Pork Chop is saying, Arch, 2 streams a day every day is too much. Okay. Everyone is asleep today. Anthony Napoli. Never get rid of the garbage bin or the mower.
Oh, God.
Defeatism will consume you. Fight back. Yeah, I'm not defeatist. I'm not in a bad mood. We're just talking. Admittedly, though, crappy merch is on brand for Arch. Thank you. Powie, laugh out loud. Yeah. Look, it is what it is there. ABC, how are you going there, man? You've been through all the ups and downs of the show. What do you think yourself there?
I think a small refresh. I know within Australia, traveling is expensive. So if you were to do like a monthly show in Sydney, a monthly meetup in Sydney or Melbourne, is that feasible?
You know, that'd be the same as going to Asia for a meetup. It's almost the same because the hotels are very expensive in Sydney or Melbourne.
Do you have any contacts who could get good deals?
Not really. You're still looking at 150 a night, Aussie. It's expensive. They're expensive places. Okay, that's just
so for 2 nights. So it's going to cost about $1,500 roughly. So can you make that money back with super chats or donations or whatnot?
Do what you want. These guys trying to get you. No, I'm not down. I'm quite okay. Quite okay.
Who's trying to get you down?
Does he mean saying, no, I don't think so. I think in the chat there. They're just now he's also there's another good super chat here from Pork Chop. Thank you so much. $10 Canadian. Arch, don't get burnt out doing 2 streams a day every day. Take breaks and you'll come back fresh.
Talking of fresh, I need to go get in bath. I stink.
Sorry?
I said talking of fresh, I need to go get in bath. I stink. So
can have a bath, shower.
How often do you take a bath? How often do you take a bath?
Every day.
Every day. Okay. What time is it in the UK now? Tell me this.
1:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
What time you go to bed? You don't look tired. You don't look like you're sleepy.
I don't sleep till about 6 in the morning.
And how long you sleep for?
Till about 10 or 11 in the morning.
It's about 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah.
How come your insomnia, ABC? What's happened with you? I don't understand it.
There aren't any good shows at normal time in the UK.
Yeah, there's that too as well.
It's my guilty pleasure.
Okay, now we love having you on ABC. Patel Philippe, $5.50 sent you a vid on WhatsApp. Higgs versus the world, claiming Patek does not black polish their screws in their movement. Who's right, Tim Mosso or Higgy? I'd probably put my money on Tim Mosso, Mr. Musso. That's what I would do. Let's see if I can.
What about jiu-jitsu polishing? Do they do jiu-jitsu polishing on their screws?
I'm going to get off anyway. I'll see you all later.
Yeah.
Hey,
see
come
you,
back and have a
Danny.
come back. We want to smell you when you come back. Okay.
You won't want to smell me before.
ABC, it's great having you here.
Yeah, it's good being here. Nick
I get a
Miller
lot of
said
joy.
a very kind comment.
I get a lot of joy having you on the stream. You know that?
Yeah, I like being here. It's good. Sometimes it does get a bit crowded and the audio doesn't always come out. So then, and my audio sometimes messes up on my
Is the
device.
rest of
I
the house?
jump off.
Is the rest of your house sleeping at the moment?
Probably.
And they don't mind. You don't make too much noise. They don't say, "Hey, you're a bit noisy, Dad," or anything like that.
They do actually. Yeah, they do.
Oh, they do. They do.
Yeah, they do.
Oh, okay. I'll just
We
let
are
me
on
just.
Glage on the edge of the bridges, black polished screw heads with chamfered slots in circumference. You could see circular Côte de Genève across the rotor and linear Côte de Genève across the bridges with an engine turned perlage across the base plate, most prominently under.
There we go. That's the black screws. Yes, Tim Mosso seems to be right. That's right. Patel Philippe, thank you for your support there.
Thank you, Tim.
Yeah, ABC. What do you think? You've been here through all the ups and downs, the trials and tribulations of ArchieLuxury. What do you think yourself there?
I think with regards to what, I mean, I always go with the flow, of course, and it's obviously there have been ups and downs in the channel, as you've said, but just like I think a brief, like a small refresh, like a bit of a travel spot now and again might be an idea. Once, maybe every month is a bit too much, given that the expense you're going to have to pay in order
once
to
every
fund
2
it.
months, once every 3 months, that might be better.
Yeah.
That's a fair point. We got another super chat. Here we go. Patel Philippe, $5.50. 70,000 US dollars. What protects are you taking? Okay, let's call these up and let's have a look, because I got to tell you something. You know what? I love my Patek Philippe's. We love the Pateks, and we especially.
You know, I've got to say, Pateks are definitely not one-trick ponies the way AP are.
Yeah, that's very
so
true.
many. They've got such a variety of complications, sizes. I mean, the common factor is they're all bloody expensive. They're all 5 figures upwards if you want a decent one.
Yeah, by the way, this was my yellow gold 5196. I still miss that baby there. Absolutely beautiful. Look at that's the Aaron bespoke strap as well. Beautiful piece. Okay, 70,000. We've got a 5320. 53. That's the world time. 5320. Oh no, it's not. This is the perpetual calendar with the syringe hands and the salmon. They do it the white. Oh, it's beautiful. This is just a gorgeous watch. And it's got the center second, so that's quite unusual for a perpetual to have that. Okay, so that's choice 1. Choice 2 is a 5327. 5327. So this here is the more traditional. Look at this. Absolutely.
Blue dial with
They
the
also
Breguet numerals is class.
They do it in rows, but I must admit I'd like the white gold with the. I love blue. Blue has always been my color. That's choice 2. 5172. 5172. Let's have a look. That's the JJ manual wide chronograph.
Yeah. The movement to that is beautiful.
And a 5167A, 5167.
It's a bit of a hype. It's a bit of a hype attack, isn't it?
Okay, I got to tell you. So, firstly, I would say the one I want the least, which is a weird way of putting it, I'd say the Aquanaut. That'd be first one. That's the least one I would want. I would say those other 3 I would have to say, in all honesty, I got to take this one. I think I'd take this one. So my choices would be 5327, 5172, and then 5320. That's the way I would go. 10. And then the least one for me would be the Aquanaut. But those are beautiful. Do you ever think about getting something like this? I'll be honest with you, ABC. Yeah.
I do think, should I consolidate and get one pretty decent Patek? It won't be a huge. I don't think I can get a 5960, for example.
Well, you could get a 5196, or that's not enough.
I want one with complications.
Okay.
Because I like this 5320.
Oh yes. When you just wear that for the rest of your days.
Exactly, you could. I even like the inline date one. That's quite cool. What do you think of the inline date one?
I like it. It's a difficult complication, actually.
It is, and that's what makes it cool. So just for the benefit of everyone, so inline date is where you've got, say if it's Saturday the 23rd
What reference
of
is
March.
that? Give me the reference. Give me the reference. What's the
Don't
inline
know.
date?
I don't know. But you'll see SAT 23MAR. So
This is the inline date. It's a 5236. There you go. It's all inline. See that? There you go. That's the inline. 5236. Okay. It probably
you can't turn your nose up at any of these watches, actually. They're all.
No, you can't. You can't.
I don't like the one, one that they tried to.
Oh, I got some more super chats. Sorry, I got.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
I'm sleeping at the wheel. John's $2. Okay. What's the difference between Loris and Pulsar?
It's like crap. Some have peanuts in them, some don't. One is one is the other. That's all.
Yeah.
Different types of shite.
What do you think there? So basically, if we look at the Watch Forum, they said Pulsar is generally considered to be a level above Loris. Honestly, you won't be disappointed with either. There you go. Is Loris and Pulsar produce a good range of conventional chronograph styles, though Pulsar, more expensive genuinely, appears to offer slightly higher quality and more adventurous in design and features.
They might make good paperweights.
See, the problem, I don't consider them great watches because they're not worth servicing. You'd never service one of these watches, would you?
They'd be a glorified paperweight.
They're a throwaway sort of watch there, but hey, Patel Philippe, $5.50. Here we go, $5.50. AC3, pull up the Patek 1591 and ask ABC if he knows any stories from the subcontinent about this unique piece.
Okay,
let's bring this baby up.
I do know something about this.
Bring it up. Look at this. This is the first waterproof perpetual calendar, I think. 1944. Okay. Look at this. This is absolutely... Actually, I'm just going to bring up the Revolution article on it, which I think is probably a little bit better. Here we go. Look at this here. 1944, reference 1591, first water-resistant perpetual calendar.
If I remember, it sold in Christie's in 1997 or 1998. I can't remember.
Yes, and it was owned by an Indian Maharaja.
So it actually involves some basically a relative of mine.
Oh shit! What? You're joking, aren't you?
No, I'm not. I'm deadly serious.
It involves a relative of yours. How's that?
Yeah. So what happened was this is the story. This belonged to a Maharaja, like a prince, an Indian.
You're related to a Maharaja?
No, 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 no. There was a guy who used to work for him who was my father's uncle, i.e., father's brother.
Yes.
Now, the wife of the Maharaja or Maharani, she was into some weird fetishes.
Like what?
Involving the female servants.
Okay.
And kind of torture and stuff like that. And
Fuck.
one ended up dying.
Shit.
And he either he helped cover things up or he witnessed it and he was bribed or paid off with this watch.
Who's that? Who got the watch?
My father's uncle.
Holy fuck! So he owns the watch.
He owned it, but then he died in the probably 60s or 70s, maybe, if I'm guessing.
Mm-hmm.
So my father's cousin was in possession of the watch. So no one knew what this watch was. And if you were to look at it, you'd think it just looks like a crappy vintage watch.
But it's a Patek Philippe.
Well, yeah, but that's just it. Not everyone knew what a Patek Philippe was, and in those days, they'd look at the loom and they'd say, "Look, it's all burnt." And
so what happened then?
So what happened was my father's cousin was in, and he wasn't this guy's son. This guy had no children. The guy who was originally given the watch, he had no kids.
Mm-hmm.
So one of his other brother's kids ended up with the watch some way, somehow, I don't know. And he was very secretive about having this watch because I think he found out that it was valuable. Yeah. And he tried to sell it on the quiet.
Yeah.
And
holy shit.
My father, who was into watches, he was actually kept asking questions and he was being really evasive and this and that. My father went to Pakistan in 1993, and when he met him, he goes, "Look, show me this watch you've got." "Oh, I don't know where it is." Oh, I gave it to someone to fix. And basically real cock and bull stories. Yeah, he was not being straight about
so what happened then?
Owning this watch. Now, fast forward 4 years to about 97, 98, he comes to London and basically consigns it to Christie's. I think it's Christie's. I don't think it's Sotheby's. I'm fairly sure it's Christie's. And he actually, it went for auction. It sold, it fetched under the hammer £500,000. And this is 1997, 98. So this is what, 25 years ago?
Set him up for life then?
Well, that's just it. People found out that he flogged the watch, and then he started trying to say, well, he started giving his cousins some of the money, and in a bid to say, look, I was always going to give you the money. I was never going to keep all the money for myself. I just didn't want the attention around it. So I don't know how much money was given to whom or how much he kept.
Did you get any?
No. My father basically had a bust up with him. So we ended up not really seeing much. But he wasn't giving a whole lot of money, to be fair, because between 20, 30 cousins, you're not going to get much.
No.
If someone's going to hog most of the
did he live a luxury? What happened then with the money? Did he buy a house, or where did he go to live?
I don't know. That's just it. I don't know. And I think he died. He died kind of recently, but we were never in touch with him.
Wow, what an amazing story!
Yeah. I mean, you might have. I think it sold in the London sale. in 97 or 98, one of
What
the
an
auctions.
amazing story.
And that's, to this date, this
The
might be
saddest thing was the servant who died. That's pretty nasty. They were into...
Yeah, there's
That's
some
sad, isn't it?
kind of S&M, yeah, messed up stuff. I mean, that's just it. Money, when you got money, you get bored, and then you just try new things to titillate, for want of a better word.
I know what you mean.
And this happens with celebrities. You know, they go to orgies and whatnot, so that becomes their, or the super rich. They end up going to that as their form of recreation. So it's not an uncommon phenomenon.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
I know what you're saying there. That's a fair point. It is.
Now I don't know how that Maharaja got that watch. Was it when he travel to Europe and he bought it? I don't know. No idea. Maybe someone gifted him it. I don't know.
Fair point. Fair point. Yeah, that's interesting. That's an interesting thing. Really, it's.
I wish I knew more around. I could actually try and find out more from one of my cousins as to what they knew at the time, because they were closer to him in relation. They were his actual. So their kids would actually be first cousins, so their fathers would be brothers. So that might be. Yeah, I might actually ask my cousin. He's my second cousin, this guy who I'm going to ask, so I could try and find out a bit more information.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's
This is
so
all
fucking intriguing,
and
isn't it?
this is stuff I heard over listening to my dad have phone conversations with people, and so what I know is not even a drop in the ocean. If only I was a bit more involved at the time.
Oh, you're only a young kid. What do you expect?
No, I was 22.
Yeah, but
I wasn't that young, and I had some awareness of what
they wouldn't have given you the watch. It was sold. That's probably the best place. Christie's. That's probably the best place to sell something like that, isn't it?
It is. It can be, not always, but it's yeah. Like I would have. I mean, just to have been involved in the discussions, not necessarily to see the watch, but to be involved in the discussions, try and hear the backstories, get more.
The men are talking.
More details on that.
The men are talking.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I think I never took much of an interest in the family politics because it became a family politics issue, didn't it?
Yeah.
So, yeah. Funny how things go.
It is funny how it goes, but hey, you know, it's what do you do? What do you do? What do you do? You know, it's sort of this is the world we're in, you know. It's sort of I don't think it's fuck me dead. What an interesting story. How was the Maharaja? Did you hear any interesting stuff about him? Was he a nice guy, or what was he like?
I never heard anything about him.
So your family, you're Indian or you're Pakistani? Sorry.
Well, everything was India at that time, right?
Oh, I see.
Because India and Pakistan split in 1947 and 48.
47, 48 partition.
Yep.
Yes.
So
yes.
this was way before partition.
Yeah.
But I think it's what's now Pakistan.
You must admit the British really fucked up India, don't you think? They were fucking robber barons, really, don't you think? Is that wrong to say that?
Yes and no. You see, part of me thinks if the Brits stayed in India, the way they stayed in Hong Kong, would it have been as modern as Hong Kong is? But then Hong Kong's very small. India's huge. So I don't know.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Colonialism's has exploited Africa, Asia, South America, you name it. So it exists through huge corporations nowadays, doesn't it?
What happened to the British East India Company? What happened to that business? The British East India.
Well, they ended up bringing in what was the Raj, and that was British rule in India. It was their way in to the country by saying, you know, we can use your cotton to sell fabrics all around the world. We've got the ships, blah 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 blah. But there are all kinds of stories about chopping fingers off of spinsters.
Yes.
So that they'd have to export the cotton to factories in the northwest of England, get them milled, and then sell the cotton back to them at a huge inflation. So, but they gave them the rails. I
East
guess.
India Company was initially created in 1600 to serve as a trading body for English merchants, specifically to participate in the East Indian spice trade. It later included cotton, silk, indigo, saltpeter, tea, and opium to the wares.
What about gold? Well, surely gold was a part of it.
And slavery. It also participated in the slave trade.
Kind of, because if you look at there are a lot of people of Indian origin in parts of East Africa.
The East India Company was formally dissolved by Act of Parliament in 1874, thus became the British Raj, direct imperial rule of India by the British state.
Queen Vic. I don't mean the pub in EastEnders either. Queen Victoria.
Yes. You're right there. It's the thing is, I think after World War II, Britain really could never afford to have empire and things like that, wasn't it? Really, you know. After, hello, how are you, Mike? Snake, what's going on?
Oh, just I forgot I had to do something, and I just ran and did it, and I'm back, and I just want to hear what you guys are talking about.
Oh, nothing really.
Oh yeah, just shooting the shit.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Cool.
It's I got to tell you, we're going for a bit of a hard patch in the YouTube space, but you know, I'm a survivor, ABC. Yeah. You know that? I'm a survivor, and that's what survivors do. They survive. And I got to tell you, I like the friendships. You know, more important than anything is the friendships we develop here. ABC, you've been one of the most loyal viewers and supporters and panelists that I've ever had. I mean, you even predate the you sort of came on when Clive was here. When did you first start coming on?
Yeah. I was the opening act for Clyde, Mark, and Blue Shirt. Sometimes Blue Shirt would join me in Showcase. But
I'm kind of sad. We got a super chat here from Patel Philippe, $5.50. Mike the Snake, are the following Chingao or not? The British Raj? Chingao, motherfuckers! The Kali Temple you visited? Chingao! Butter chicken? Chingao! And dueling swan necks? Chingao! Okay,
I'll answer all these. The
British Raj.
I don't think so. I think the real Raj is the I may be wrong, but I think the real Raj is the one to be acknowledged. But I may be completely wrong. The Kali Temple you visited, Ching fucking Gao, man. That could be a book. Butter chicken, Ching Gao. And dueling swan necks, double chingao. Dueling swan necks, yeah.
I got to tell you, thank you so much, Patel Philippe.
Thank
You
you, Patel.
are a legend. Without your support, Patel Philippe, we would be making $50 today. So I want to thank you for getting us out of the sewer. And it's not always about. I love the friendships. One thing I love about YouTube is the deep, good friendships that come with it. And that's important to me. That really is important, the friendships. And I like to think that I've done more good in this world because of the show. That's what
there's no doubt. That's
what I like to do.
You've brought happiness and entertainment to thousands of people. I mean, there's not many people that can really say that.
No, you're right.
You know? That makes you a great, great, great man. And you know, just the fact that this is a slow patch is like.
And I was discussing this with Jamie.
You know, it's like
with Jamie, we were discussing all the personalities, how different everyone is, what everyone brings to the table. It's amazing.
He's a lovely guy, Jamie. He's a nice guy.
Yeah, he is. He's top
cool.
guy.
He's got some amazing watches. He's
Jimmy
he had some amazing watches. He actually had an Aquanaut, apparently.
Yeah,
I didn't know that. Oh yes, he did. He did before. Yeah, he did.
I didn't know that. He had a bluesy, which he got rid of, but he actually one of the things that underpin Jamie is that one of his favorite pieces is actually his Blue Dial Seamaster on a blue rubber strap.
Oh.
He loves that.
Yes, he does. He didn't love the bluesy, like his sub. I think he's been a bit harsh on it because I understand it. It is very much in your face. It is a bit.
Yeah, he felt it was a bit superficial.
Yeah.
The Vacheron Blue 300 in steel too is just kind of, to me, the perfect like mating of watch and dress and sports watch. You know, it's like, I mean, just like a sub could be worn as anything.
There's a few comments there about Bear. Bear is a savior of the show. I'll be completely honest with you, John C. Bear.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Has been amazing for the show. You may not agree with everything he does or says, but Bear, I'll be honest with you, I love Bear's personality. Just having him on the stream really cheers me up. Okay?
You know, Bear, what you see is what you get. You know where you stand with him.
I think the stream has grown to it's evolved to an entity that needs more than just one person and one person's ideals running things, you know? So the fact that we have Bear chiming in and we have 10 chiming in and we have you chiming in, basically the Holy Trinity there, you know, with their knowledge and their, you know, delegation abilities, and I mean, they really are helping to set the new baseline for the new, you know, new and improved Archie show.
Archie, if you can pull up John C's comment, because I think this is where the Bear question comes from. If you just pull that up for a minute.
Yeah.
I just want to talk to that for a minute.
Find it.
Sure. I got it here. Bear Clooney watches is responsible for no panelists and no super chats. I don't think so.
Okay, look, Bear, everyone as a wrench holder has certain tolerances for banning people. And that's a decision that Arch has given us. He's empowered us to make the decision. Me personally, I'll obviously ban people that are bombing the chat with rude stuff, but look, I know after a few months you just unban everyone anyway. So for me, it's a waste of time.
That seems to be kind of the norm.
Well, the problem is
apparently some people were
some
being
rogue
really
wrenches
fucked up. Yeah.
Some rogue wrenches were banning some donors. That's the problem, ABC.
So the problem is too many wrenches. I think you've got to have a hardcore elite few, no more than say 10 people that have wrenches, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, we're looking into it.
Well,
We are looking into it. I
I
got to get
don't-
this super chat. Just hang on, guys. We got a super
Sure.
chat from my good friend Patel Philippe, savior of the day. Patel Philippe, $5. Mike, give us some stories of you at the Kali temple you visited. Yes, I would like to hear. Were the girls kind of available in the Kali temple, or can you tell me about that? I've always.
Okay, it was a famous '60s artist that was right along like Timothy Leary and the whole, dropout, being acid, generation. And he did a lot of the artwork for Jefferson Starship and those posters, or that he's famous for. And he went to Afghanistan and India and became an official priest of Baba. He came home, and his daughter was Baba Tarini, or daughter of Baba, and she learned everything right alongside him as a young girl. And they came home, and he continued with his artwork, but also started worshiping this lingam, this rock that's kind of pointed and round, kind of like a dick. It's Shiva's. It simulates Shiva's dick. Okay, but anyways, it was just dumped off. It was a parking block that was dumped off, and he considered it manifesting itself there. Started worshiping there. Next thing you know, there were like 300 Indian people worshiping in Golden Gate Park with candles and incense and pouring stuff over this rock and everything. And so he's filed a lawsuit because they were going to get rid of it. And then instead of fighting him, they said, you can have it. And so they craned it into his garage in the Sunset District. And so they held this little temple just in amongst a bunch of houses on this one street. And when I moved in, he was helping me get off dope and clean up. And I lived downstairs and tended to the temple and opened the doors for donators that wanted to come in. And
did they get much money in?
Yeah, people leave $100, $500, on top of the lingam, and because people really, these are Indian people that truly believed, and they believed Baba had like major powers. So if he came and blessed them, and their new baby that they're having in 3 months, they, since it's been blessed, then they just had full confidence everything's going to be cool. Now, while I was there and cleaning up, his daughter started sneaking down in the middle of the night and jumping my bones. And I was like,
was he upset about that, or he never found out?
Well, that was the weird thing. He wasn't upset about it. He just said, make sure to use protection and, don't hurt my daughter. I'll kill you. It's standard dad shit. And, everything was fucking fine after that. She was free to, sleep with me, spend the night with me, do whatever. But then,
how come that stopped? Can I ask? Do you mind? How did that? What?
Well, he'd been kind of fleecing my dad for money to support me. Apparently.
Oh, you're joking! How do you mean fleecing your dad?
Well,
I thought it was free.
This guy was a scam artist. All right, let me just state that. All right, and what he did
How
was
much?
He said to me, don't talk financials with your dad. Promise me that. Okay. And he told my dad, don't talk financials with Mike. Promise me that. And I'm like, okay, fine. And so over here, he's telling me I can't accept money for what I'm doing. This is just part of my duty, as a Baba. And then he's telling my dad over here, on the other hand, like, yo, Dick, I need $1,000. Your kid costs a lot. Keep flat cash coming. And then my dad basically ran out of money and said, I can't cough up this week. And so then Michael Bowen got all serious on me, like, hey, if you want to be part of our, truly like, Shivite Indian, like religion / cult, you need to really sharpen up, and at the time I had the longest hair in the world. I get it cut every 2 months, and it was just the most healthy hair all the way down to my ankles. and that was my thing. I used 8 hair thingies, and they told me one day they just dropped me off at the Krishna temple where I lived for 3 or 4 months, and they said, "Don't call us, we'll call you." So I just stayed there because I didn't have anywhere to go and was struggling to stay clean and stuff. And so I was in Hawaii living there, and then they did a drive-by with all my belongings, just like had a loop driveway, and they just hucked it all out the window and drove off. And so it just left me there.
And were you upset? Did you say something to them? Hey guys, why'd you do this?
Well, what they told me was, okay, if you want to be with us, you need to shave your head and leave a sika in the back, one of those just little patch, a little ponytail patch on the back of your bald head.
Yes.
They wanted me to turn into one of those, gown wearing Krishnas, like with ching, bells, and go to the airport and shit. And I was just like, okay.
How much do they get out of your dad?
I have no idea, but way too much. And if I'd known, I would have walked the fuck out the first day. Like that's why he set us up. He like really made a super hardcore point. Like, promise me, you will not talk financials with your dad. I hear you've had issues, even though we really hadn't. But he made this perfect setup so that he could, like basically survive off my dad. And unfortunately, that's the story. And
did you ever see him again? Is he alive still now, or what happened to him now?
No, he died a few years ago. And his daughter turned out to be a complete nutcase.
I see.
And like
she's alive still?
Yeah.
Have you ever met her again since then?
Once, really close. When I after I moved out, maybe a couple of weeks after. This is back in like 95, 96.
Yeah.
I mean, this is like way the fuck back. Okay.
Yeah.
But I saw her once, and she was just volatile. I mean, like just not raised under normal circumstances.
What did she say to you?
She had no control. Her dad just said, cut your hair, or we're not coming back to pick you up, and you're out. And so that's why I lived in Hawaii at the Krishna temple for a few months, and then I finally came home, and I kept my long hair, and then finally I cut my hair one day. I just was like, I had hair at my butt, and I snipped it all off, and
we got some good news. Angelic is running a show after this show today.
All right, speaking of long hair,
we'll be doing a show, and I'll be jumping on with him as well to say hello. I'll be saying hello. So I'm here to support Angelic. He's a lovely dude. And
he'll be on after this show.
Yes, after this show, Angelic is running a show. Yep.
I'll try to jump on. Make a point of jumping.
Yeah, he's a nice guy. So tell me this: with that girl, you never saw her after. You never saw her like she's alive today still? Does she still run the temple, or what does she do now?
No. I'm sure it all fell apart when he died. But
so she was Indian, or she was American, Caucasian?
No, she was just Caucasian, white. The artist's name was Michael Bowen. She's a fairly famous artist from the '60s. Was right in the same group of people with Timothy Leary and all those,
That's the guy who ran the temple, was it?
Well, no, this was long before the temple. The temple happened in like the '80s, '90s, and that was long after he'd gone to Afghanistan and India for many years to learn what he learned to become a real Baba. I mean, he was a real priest. But when the shit hit the fan and they booted me, his daughter fucking lost it. She fucking freaked out, and they had to like send her off to the mental ward for a month or two to kind of calm down. And I never saw her again, and don't need to.
He died in 2009.
Did he?
Yeah, this is Michael Bowen you're talking about.
Yeah.
He was born in 1937, died in 2009, was an American fine artist known as one of the co-founders of the visionary art movement.
I was his apprentice, his artist. I was his artist's apprentice while I lived there.
An icon of the American beat generation, the 60s counterculture.
Yep. That's where I met Timothy Leary and Ravi Shankar.
I see.
I had dinner with them.
Were they good people or weird or?
No, totally fucking just got drunk and
Bowen married 3 times. The first marriage to Sonia Soren. The marriage ended.
She was a porn star.
His second wife was so he would have been with Sonia when you met him. Is that right?
No, he was single when I met him, and then he married this like 18-year-old follower of his.
Oh, I see. His second wife was Martine Algia. Is that right?
She might have been the porn star. Because the time
so we went from talking about a record-breaking Patek Philippe selling watch to this.
Yes.
I don't know. Somebody asked, and
the interesting thing is,
it's a deep fucking story, man.
I bet it is deep.
Sorry, dude.
And then
I can stop.
He was married to Isabel Bowen. Was it Isabel Bowen?
The range of topics.
Isabel Bowen. Isabel Bowen. Is that the girl?
Yes, that was the 18-year-old. She was only like 18 or 19. Excuse me for a second.
Yeah, no worries.
You know what? I think AD Never Calling has decided to phone Mike to try and save the stream, or maybe Jimmy, one of those guys.
Yeah,
maybe even General Saad.
Yeah, it's very interesting indeed there. Oh, see, we got a super chat from John C. I think I might have missed this. Just make sure I can't miss super chats on a day like today. You cannot miss any super chats. The super chats is what? That's the fabric that keeps the steam engine going. You know, it's the coal. I'm just having a look here. Here we go. John C. $2. Mike, was she hot? And did you do anything with? Well, I think he slept with the daughter. He said he did. He said that. John C. He had a really great time, which is good. I gotta tell you, you've had an interesting life. You've also worked in Abu Dhabi for a long time, haven't you? Dubai. You worked in Dubai, haven't you?
No, Abu Dhabi for 2 years.
Was it big pay? Did you earn good money when you were there, or was shit?
For the industry, I was in education then, and they paid you pretty well for education, because education is not... if you're a pleb, you don't get high pay in the education sector.
Yeah.
But when you're higher up the pecking order, like you run a few schools or colleges, then, or it's more, I think, a case of if you own these establishments, then that's when you get the big money, because you're talking about people paying tens of thousands in fees every year. Then that's the big money. But you know, they're
John C. had a question for you, Mike. He says, "Was she hot? And did you do anything?" He did. He had great relations with her. She was hot.
Yeah, she was hot. His wife was hotter, but she was hot.
I see.
Totally doable for sure. But that wasn't really an issue. He didn't really give much two shits about that. It's just when
the money ran out.
Money ran out. He said, "Okay, you're either going to be officially become one of our, followers, or you're fucking out of here. And first thing you got to do is shave your head." And I was just like, "Okay, see you later." I wasn't going to let them.
You didn't sleep with his wife, but you only slept with the daughter, didn't you?
Just the daughter, yeah.
Any other offers in there? Did you get any other offers whilst you were there?
No. The daughter kept me fucking busy, man. So
here we go. Got another super chat. Creating wealth out of thin air. That's what we're doing tonight on this live stream. $2. Arch, thoughts on in-house movement. BR/X5 ice blue steel. Let's have a look at this. Let's have a look and get this baby on the screen. Let's get this baby up on the screen. It's a BRX ice blue steel. Let's get this baby up.
BR-X5.
It's a Bell and Ross. You know what?
Oh, Bell and Ross.
Hey, but you know what? For Bell and Ross, this is like
for a Bell and Ross. I don't hate it. Like it's kind of like a Tiffany play on it.
It's kind of the most
Fuck
swallowable.
me dead. It's $9,500. Are you out of your fucking mind?
Bell and Ross has always been around that price range.
$9,500. Okay, that's Aussie. So that's what 6,000 US. Holy!
I got a real big Bell and Ross right here.
Fuck.
Which one?
This one is came out of it's actually made by Hamilton, but it came out of a fighter jet. But there's your average.
And the funny thing is, they're mechanical. They're not quartz. You know why they're mechanical?
Oh, these?
Yes.
Yeah, because if the electronics go out, they still need a clock to be functioning to be able to dead reckoning their way home.
Exactly.
They can use maps and their speed to guesstimate where they are. I had to learn it when I got my pilot's license. It was very difficult because you got to take.
I've seen a few Bell and Rosses that are black PVD and square shaped.
Yes.
Here's a good comment. Tommy's got a good comment. Mike jumped from cult to cult.
No, that was the only one. Well, the Kali Temple and then the Krishna Temple where I just kind of landed at, and
was there any girls in the Krishna Temple? Can I ask you that?
There was one from Canada that I hooked up with. She was really cool.
Did they mind if you hooked up, or how did they feel about that?
We did so off campus. When you're on campus, you kind of behaved the way you're supposed to, and in the mornings and evenings, you woke and put the deities to sleep.
But how would you do the deed? Because you got people around you. Where do you go to?
Well, no, we'd go off campus and go somewhere.
Like what?
The jungle. Just fucking climb up a hill and fucking crawl under a nice tree. And I mean, dude, Hawaii is just like, it's so lush and beautiful and full of.
How long did you live in Hawaii for?
About 2.5, 3 months I was there.
How far is Hawaii from California?
Oh, it's not as far as you think. I think it's a 3.5, 4 hour flight from California.
Hawaii is quite expensive, isn't it?
Might be longer. I'm sure it's a touristy, very attractive. I mean, a lot of Japanese people vacation in Hawaii for sure.
Yes,
all
they do.
All the Godzilla movies, those were filmed in Japan.
It's non-stop California to how far? How long is a flight to? It's 6 hours 10 minutes.
6 hours, okay, yeah. But as far as flights go, that's not horrible.
Hawaii is expensive, isn't it, or not? Like it's actually.
It depends. I mean, if you go into the outskirts outside of town, there's dirt cheap shit, like Oklahoma dirt cheap, because it's jungle. You don't need all the amenities. You could have a shanty, aluminum corrugated roof and walls made out of the same, and be living in like a lap of luxury if you had power, because it's just always warm there, and the humidity is pretty hardcore, but it's just always warm. It never gets cold. It's just perfect temperature all the time. So you don't need a nice house to live in to be able to like fully just be at ease there. Yeah, it's a wonderful, beautiful place, and the fishing's great. I'm a big game fisherman, and Fishing is as good as it gets there.
I've always wanted to go to Hawaii. Did you want to go to Hawaii, ABC?
I think the mosquitoes I'd find quite annoying, but yeah, I'll give it a go.
Hawaii is incredibly expensive, but real estate. It's right, Mick. Yeah. Magnum lived in Hawaii. Did Magnum?
Magnum PI.
And
Wait,
Hawaii
that's filmed in
5-0.
Hawaii.
Hawaii 5-0.
Oh yeah, that was a great show, man. I love that show. That and Streets of San Francisco. Those are like the two major serious kind of like crime shows.
Can you survive in San Francisco? Where can you rent a place cheap? Can I ask you that? There's nothing.
I think there are some really super slum, like bottom of the building places for a lower class person to be able to afford. But what they probably do is join up with 3 or 4 other people to help pay it, and so it's usually packed. And who knows? I don't know the real story about. I mean, because when you get stats about rental prices for a certain city, they don't include the super high and the super low.
No.
So they just give you an average. Like the average is probably 250,000 average income to be able to afford a house in a single bedroom.
What's Arizona like, Mike? What's Arizona like?
Arizona's desert, but it has beautiful, beautiful mountainous ranges. It does have snow at the top of them. It's a decent state. Very free, American-wise. You can carry a pistol on your holster as long as it's visible, on your belt. It's a very free state, and but it's mainly desert, so it gets hotter than shit in the summer. You get sandstorms, and in the winter it still gets hot during the day, but it gets like blindingly cold at night. But it depends on where you are in Arizona as well, just like anywhere. I mean, they have their areas that are I don't know about green and lush, but more that have more foliage than just the desert. Right now, like Phoenix is just growing. It's this giant city that's just growing, expanding out into the desert. They just flatten out more sand and keep plowing houses down. And but I know what's the other Arizona city?
Death Valley in Arizona, Mike.
What?
Death Valley?
Death Valley.
No, that's in California.
That's in California.
You know, the funny thing is, I got to tell you, ABC, one thing I never realized is I went to Hollywood and LA, and I understand why Hollywood made so many Westerns. You know why?
Why?
Well, because just outside the town, they got the perfect drop.
Yeah, exactly. It's the perfect lot for
LA is placed in the desert.
Exactly. That's the reason they were so keen on Westerns. It's because it's the easiest thing to shoot, isn't it?
I mean, near the coast, there might be some trees and foliage, but once you get east, away from the coast at all, it's just desert and flat.
Oh, even on that Mulholland Drive, Mulholland Drive.
Oh, yeah, I rode that many a times. That's a famous motorcycle road to ride really fast on your motorcycle.
That's desert there too, isn't it?
Well, Mulholland Drive is that Southern California?
Sorry, I'm trying to think. Where the fuck am I? I'm a bit confused. Where Hollywood is,
Yeah, that's
Mulholland
Southern. That's Southern California. That's L.A. I forgot. We were talking. Okay.
Yeah. So
it's on a dark desert highway with cool wind in your hair.
Yeah, it's. I got to tell you, I didn't get to explore LA City. What's the LA City like in the city? I went to a steak restaurant with AC Morgan. What's LA the city like? Is there it's huge?
It's huge. It's so huge. When I took off in a 737 and we took off and climbed out, We got to like 20, 30,000 feet, and it was still lights and LA as far as I could see to the horizon. I mean, that's how big LA is. It's fucking enormous.
Go to a place called Compton in LA. Compton.
Oh yeah, Compton. Sure, I know Compton. It's near Compton is kind of near Ventura, where my brother lives. That's a real hardcore gang, hardcore place to live.
Crenshaw's meant to be quite street.
Yeah.
What do they do there exactly?
They basically protect their block, and they have their gang
They
that
got
they're in.
Juco Ted, $20. $20 from Juco Ted. Juco Ted.
I think we
just
need to hear
saying
the baby
hi,
cow.
boys. Yeah, I think you're right.
Baby cow going mad in a field. You make me feel so goddamn real. Baby cow going mad in a field, growing up to be somebody's meal. Baby cow, why don't you shake that ass, and I'll reward you with some blades of grass. Baby cow.
There we go, guys. What a fantastic contribution. Juco Ted, thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's been a very we're going through a difficult period. We're flying on fumes at the moment. And
fumes turn to liquid, and then your tank ends up full, and you start riding right along. We got another super chat from
MX5NC, $3. Melbourne has overtaken Sydney as the biggest city. That's correct by population. Correct.
Wow. You know, Australia's a place. Australia and New Zealand are a place I really want to go visit.
There's nothing here, Mike. Mike, it's fucking overpriced. It's fucking expensive. Believe you me, Mike, there is fucking nothing here. Okay? There is I mean, there's
kind of
nothing.
Like visiting Arizona.
No, but you know what I mean? Like you can't cheaply do things. You know, survival, like every hotel is $150 a night. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
$100 US, $100 US a night. That's not cheap, is it?
Around here, an average hotel room is 120 a night. I mean, if it's a semi-decent hotel, it's probably 160 to 200 a night. Motel 6, I think $89 a night.
What about Hollywood 7? $7 a night. I'm still trying to find that place.
$7 a night?
There's that John English song, Hollywood 7. It's a 70s song.
Oh, well, back then, $7 probably covered it.
Yeah, now it doesn't. See, that's the problem, isn't it?
$200 a night is the minimum for a decent hotel, and
in where
$100 a night is probably an average for your shithole. Just staying somewhere for a night because you need to, and getting on your way as early as possible. Getting out of there, you know, so you don't get.
The problem is, all these places around, there is a shortage of housing now. Australia, this is the problem. It's put a lot of pressure on the supply and demand. People can't. It's hard to get a rental. You understand? Like, Mike, what would you do if you had to leave your house because they were selling it or whatever? What the fuck would you do to find a rental?
Man, I had a business partner who I actually kind of gifted one of my houses that I was running to him because I moved out, and I said, "Okay, house is yours, man." And he didn't get along with the landlord, and so he's like, "Fuck this place, I'm moving." And I said, "Do not move because you're not paying much here. Do not move until you have a new place lined up." "Oh, I can find a place in Kernville for $800 a month, no problem." Blah blah blah. So he put his 2 weeks in. And then he spent every bit of the savings he had made working for me, like 30, 40 grand, and spent it all on Motel 6 because it took him so long to find another rental.
Why didn't he Why couldn't he just go buy a van or something?
Well, he had a girlfriend that's now his wife, and he's domesticated. But yeah, he blew his whole savings on like staying somewhere because he was totally wrong about what he thought about being able to easily rent a place. Because here in California, at least, they do the whole 9 yards, man. They run your background. They do background checks. They check your financials. They check your work history. They make calls to these people. Like, what kind of employee was he? Was he dependable? Blah blah blah. Because they're not really restricted to questions they can ask. Some of them, some questions are not like if somebody's calling about a job, they can't ask was he a good employee or not. They just can only ask did he work there. But somebody who's vetting somebody for a rental, there's no restrictions. They can ask whatever the fuck they want, And if the guy, couldn't say this to the other guy, and he, yeah, the guy actually wasn't all that great, man. He showed up late half the time, and I had to let him go because he just wasn't reliable, and yeah,
be nice, Peter. Be nice. I already know about Monsignor Ashley, and he wasn't mugged. He was burgled. Okay, so a bit of a difference there, and I've already seen it. So just be nice, man. Just be nice. Just be nice. It's I got to tell you, it's a very tricky thing. I think America. Are you scared of that, ABC? Are you ever scared? You think, fuck, how hard is it to find a place now? Are you scared or not really? ABC?
It's hard. It's tough, and rental prices, even in Birmingham.
You own your own place, don't you? You own your own place, don't you?
I do, thankfully.
You've got a mortgage, but you own your own joint, don't you?
Well, kind of borrowed from family, so
okay.
I don't owe a bank, which is very helpful.
What do you think then itself? Is it getting tougher in England or not? Like they have no more
homelessness.
Council house.
Arch, Arch, you saw that guy approach us for money. Remember? I remember how shocked you were. Homelessness is a huge problem all over England now.
I see.
Not just London, it's all over.
And the problem is England's fucking cold. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
Where are you gonna go?
I mean, look, it's part of me thinks, look, if you give them any money, you're essentially funding a habit, an addiction, or whatever you want to call it. And then I've heard that even if you give them food, they start using that
to sell,
to barter with each other
to
in
get
exchange
money
for substances. I'm thinking, what can you do?
It's very sad. It's very sad. It is really sad. And I don't know what the answer is, to be honest with you. It makes the thing is, England used to have a big council house. Anyone could get a council. It was easy to get a council house. Now,
well,
it's,
some people would say all the immigrants have taken all the council houses.
No,
which
I think, to be honest with you, a lot of the immigrants are very hardworking guys. And
yeah,
girls,
they are.
And
most definitely.
I think the problem is society's changed. It's a very uneducated view who immediately blames immigrants or less fortunate people.
Your comment about people with helping them out, even though they're going to use it for substances, they're obviously not ready to. They either have mental problems or they're not ready to straighten their act out, and so their only source of income is sitting at the corner saying spare change. Why not help them out? It's like you're helping them out for that one day that might be the one day that matters, that gets them to the point of cleaning up finally someday. If you judge them and say, I'm not giving you this money because I know you're just going to use it for drugs, that's I have a
I get
different
that.
viewpoint
I
of
get
it.
that. But then the flip side to that is also that a lot of these, what they called halfway houses, which is temporary accommodation, there's all kinds of
For
drug
sure.
dealing going on there.
Well,
it's mad.
because
It's,
I mean,
it's,
I'd say
for some people,
less than
it's
50% of the
safer.
people, less than 50% of the people that actually go through the system, get those halfway houses, are really there with true in their hearts. I want to quit. They've stopped. They've cleaned up. They've got some housing, so they've been given a chance to, be normal and look for a job and all that. But deep in their hearts, they're not really ready to stop. So
here we go. We got a super
sooner
chat
than
from
later they
Mick.
relapse.
$5. When things go south in an unsettled economy, wind back the exposure. What does that mean? What does that mean?
Sure.
So when things go south in an unsettled economy, wind back. Yeah, I suppose that's a one way you could certainly look at it. Wind back the exposure.
It's probably a safer thing to do.
But yeah, what I was saying is that in a lot of these halfway houses or temporary accommodation, in some ways they're safer being on the streets because of the amount of dealing that's going on in these places, these like budget hotels that are being used for temporary accommodation.
Mm-hmm.
It's mad. It's insane.
In what country? All countries?
No, this is in the UK. He's talking about the UK. A lot of these.
Okay. I think the UK is a little bit different than the US. Although
Can I ask you?
I won't argue
really,
that doesn't happen in the US as well.
I really like the tiny house culture. I like tiny houses. I would love
those are
to.
so cool.
Yes. Why don't you make a
like
tiny house for yourself, Mike?
permanent camping, permanent van life, stationary van life.
Mike, why not?
Hey, look, to a lot of people that are really would appreciate a roof over their heads and a stove and a fridge and a bed. I think those things are fantastic ideas, man. Because a lot of people, that's all they're really, they don't have a drug problem. They're just like down on their luck or whatever, and that's all they really need. You got to realize Reagan kicked a lot of people out that should still be institutionalized, and a lot of people that were getting drug treatment got booted because you just stopped their programs. And so there's a lot of mentally ill people out there that you can say, here's this fucking great house, it's got everything, man, chandelier, fucking servants, you name it, and they'll still be like, fuck that shit, I'm living on the street. And so there's those people you just simply can't really help. They're mentally ill, and then there's those people that are down on their luck that just really need help, and then there's the very few that were on drugs and truly want to get off and are going through the motions. Maybe the 12-step program or a detox program or something, and they're really looking to seriously get off. But that's a very small percentage. But usually I think, after a certain amount of time, people either die off, go nuts, and end up in jail, or it's kind of a self-fixing problem. If they stick with it. So eventually you either pull your head out of your ass and straighten your shit out and figure it out, or some people go they go Bible, they go 12-step, and they just follow it to the T, like people do the Bible, and that works for a lot of people. They've saved a lot of people that way, and those are for people I think that needed an instruction booklet, kind of like I view the Bible. Like Bible's kind of like this instruction booklet for people who don't have enough fortitude to kind of just figure things out on their own, and be spiritual in their own right, without a defined definition of who God and all, whatever that might be, because I think it's arrogant for us to even contemplate comprehending what God might be. And I think there's something out there, but it's kind of like an ant trying to comprehend, a human. And the most they see of a human is a fucking foot tread smashing them as they walk by.
Guys,
blah, blah, blah.
I'm just talking to Mission Control Angelic Slayer. I've just got to grab this. 1 minute there. 1 minute there.
He's talking to Angelic. I love Angelic. Yeah. He's a guy that's been through the ropes, man. He's been through, he's a rock and roller. He knows the same. He knows. I mean, I'm a little more free with my story, but
well, he's a married man now.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm 23 years clean, so I should be, but I had a 5-year relationship with this chick, but it didn't work out. And then COVID hit, and I just basically locked myself up. So I'm working on being more social and trying to get out. But I mean, I'm still not very social. I still wear a mask when I go into stores, and I try to.
Why?
It just makes me feel better. It probably limits the girls that I could possibly meet. I don't drink, so I could go to the pubs and drink soda water and socialize. That there's no excuse there. But I don't go to the pubs anymore.
America doesn't really have pubs, does it? Normally has bars.
Well, pub, bar, same thing.
Well, yeah. Well, in Britain, pubs are seen as more family-friendly settings, a bit more homely. They'll have like couches.
Pubs usually have food. A bar is just like a bar.
Fucking telemarketers, man. Now, I just want to let you know, Angelic. You tell me when you want to press the button, Angelic.
I got to go at 7 to pick my mom up. She just had a huge cancer procedure done today.
Okay, because I'm going to link to you. Angelic, we're going to link. We're going to bring everybody over to you, okay? You start now, and I will press the button. I'm going to wind it up on the other stream. Guys, I want to thank you so much for coming on. Angelic's about to press the button. You just start yours. Mike, it's been a pleasure having you on, man. I love you, Mikey the Snake. Angelic is live. Guys, I'm just about to switch. I want to thank you guys for coming on, Mike. Thank you, ABC. Also, special thank you to Surdy Danny.
Yep.
Yeah.
Even Powee, thank you so. Everyone who super chatted. I want to thank you as well.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you to everybody that super chatted.
Okay, guys, we'll be back. I'll be streaming in 8.5 hours. And I'll be streaming tomorrow. Thank you so much. Love you. God bless.
Thank you for having me on.
Okay, we're going over to the Angelic Show. Thank you, guys.